So, Katlyn.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Pretty dominant performance by you. You said a comment to Joe Rogan that interested me. You said you've had harder spars.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I don't know if you've ever been on or seen a Mark Henry sparring session. He expects so much out of you, and my teammates. I have Sajara Eubanks. Me and her push through it. I have a clip from our last sparring session last Saturday, and we were both biting down our mouthpiece, just swinging it at each other. And I figure it's not going to be that intense. So yeah, it was definitely a lot easier than some of our sparring sessions.
Was it just this fight mostly about just keeping the range, keeping her back, and not letting her close the distance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a taller, rangy fighter. She just tries to, come forward and go for a takedown. And so yeah, just using my footwork, my movement, my distance. That's basically was the game plan, and it was super easy. Even between rounds, I asked my coach, I'm like, should I try to clinch up? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, never mind. I just didn't know if I should switch it up, do anything different. He's like, no, just stick with what you're doing. It's working. So yeah.
Do you think she looked off tonight? I mean, your performance was very good too, but usually she's a lot more aggressive, I think we've seen in the past. Did you think that she just couldn't handle your movement, or do you think that she just wasn't herself?
I don't think she was off. I think it's just different when you go against someone that moves a lot. She's, first of all, hasn't faced too many top level fighters. A lot of her finishes and stuff are girls that in the bottom of strawweight or have even been cut. So, it's that next level of fighting, and it's easy to just bulldoze through someone when they're inexperienced and they're scared. But when I'm using high level striking, I'm sticking, I'm moving, I'm countering. So every time she came in, I just kept countering her, and she was missing. I saw the first 1-2 she threw. I could see, I was like, okay, she's not trying to hit me. She's just trying to get through the fight. She wasn't really trying to get through. I felt like she couldn't pull the trigger, and she was getting frustrated. And the second shot she took, once it was a really, shitty shot, and I stuffed it, very, very easily. I felt like she was discouraged and wasn't going to really shoot again.
Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Katlyn, right here. You knew you would perform at such a dominant level, but some betting sites had you at a 2-1, 3-1 underdog.
I know. It's so annoying. I was I think they're confused. The last time I fought in Vegas, when I fought Antonia, I was a 2-1 underdog. This time, I'm I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming it's a mistake, and but I don't know. But she's been hyped up since she came to the division. She came in and had a win over Jessica Ai, so I think she was hyped up to be the next title contender. But yeah, obviously I stopped that tonight.
And looking at the landscape and the rankings of the flyweight, where do you go from here? I mean, Lauren Murphy, she just won. She got up on the mic and railed against the rankings and this and that. So what do you see as the most logical next step for you?
Obviously, if anyone that wants to fight Valentina, they probably have to fight me first. So yeah, I mean, I've already beat Lauren Murphy, but I'll do it again. That's an easy paycheck. So whatever. I don't care who I fight. I just want to stay active, and as I have no injuries, so. I had 5 fights in a year, so if I keep that going, I like that.
Just going off the underdog thing, someone bet $100,000 on you tonight.
Oh yeah? Hopefully they know me. Hopefully it's one of my friends. But yeah.
We should know that.
Right here, Katlyn. Great performance. Were you expecting it would go this way?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I expected. Me and my teammates, when we were talking about it before, we were watching, she's doesn't really, they keep hyping her up, and, it's easy to get finishes against, lower level girls. I've never fought anyone that wasn't in the top 10. So, some people might say, I go to decisions a lot, I don't have finishes, but if I fought a debut girl, I would get a finish too, but I've never done that. So, yeah, I think she was just a little overhyped for this. She had a great performance against Jessica Ai, and that was on short notice. But yeah, there's levels to it.
I think people were feeling her method and way to victory is on the ground, but I think some people just look at you as a striker and not aware of your jiu-jitsu experience. Let us know a little bit about how you feel about your ground skills and how long you've been training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I train with John Danaher at Renzo Gracie, so, you're not training with anyone better than me. I'm training with the best people in the world, and, people think I'm a striker just because that's what you see in the fights, but most of the time I don't have to use my grappling. I knew her game plan coming in was to try to take me down, grapple me, and I was like, she's not going to take me down. If she does, I'm better than her at grappling, so that'll make it even easier. So, everyone underestimates my grappling, but that's okay. I can keep it to myself and let them be confident there and take it to the ground, and then, it's a different game.
Absolutely. What would you do differently against Valentina, and what have you improved on that would maybe let a lot of us see what would be different if that match was made?
I think the biggest factor for a rematch with Valentina would just be confidence. I've had 3 fights since her, so each fight you have, you just grow as a fighter and get better. And being in there and feeling it out, and I think almost every fighter, at least for me, any loss I've had, I've been like, oh, I just want a rematch. I know it wasn't like I got totally beat by skill and stuff. So I would think just the confidence going in there and the experience would definitely help me in a rematch.
Absolutely. Any thought ever in the back of your head of going back up to bantamweight?
Not really, but if they give me a short notice fight, I like money, so I'll take it. If they want to fight next week at 135, I'll enjoy my pizza this weekend and then fight there. But yeah, flyweight's pretty good for me.
Well, last question for me. How do you think this fight with Valentina and Jennifer is going to play out tonight? Any interesting insight that you could share, being right up there on as a high-level flyweight, and a prediction if you have one?
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. It's funny. Everyone keeps asking me that, and I don't know if they're asking me because I fought both of them, but you guys know exactly what I know. I mean, it's definitely going to be a dominant win for the champ. There's nothing Jennifer can do against her that'll help her win.
Gotcha. Thanks so much.
Thank you.